So in case you haven't done so, smash that like button, and you can also subscribe to my channel. Today, as I promised, we're going to be doing irregular verbs, and I'm going to try to give you some stories to help you remember these for the rest of your life.
Welcome everybody to your irregular verbs workout. Fall, fall, fell, fallen. Fall, fall, fell, fallen. Feel, feel, fell, fell. Feel, feel, felt, felt. Ride, ride, road, ridden. Ride, ride, road, ridden. Hide, hide, hid, hidden. Hide, hide, hid, hidden. Tear, tear, tore, torn. Tear, tear, tore, torn. Choose, choose, chose, chosen. Choose, choose, chose, chosen. Buy, buy, bought, bought. Buy, buy, bought, bought. Bring, bring, brought, brought. Bring, bring, brought, brought. Teach, teach, taught, taught. Teach, teach, taught, taught. Think, think, thought, thought. Think, think, thought, thought. Get, get, got, gotten. Get, got, gotten. Okay, everybody, that's it for your irregular verbs workout.
The first one, we have this verb here, tear, tear. I know that we also have tear, but tear is when you do this. So it means to rip something, to tear. So a lot of people don't know the past of this irregular verb, neither do they know the past participle. So in this case, let me tell you a story. I remember a long, long time ago, I was teaching a big group of students back in Toronto. And I remember that I had just started the class and I bent down to pick up a book and I hear this. Oh my gosh, it was my pants in the back. Yes, I tore my pants. So this was a very embarrassing situation. I was luckily able to take my briefcase and put it behind me, and I quickly drove home, put on another pair of pants. 10 minutes later, started the class. So I tore my pants. Now, how many times have I torn my pants? That was the only time. Thank God. Yes, and luckily there was a solution to it. So as you can see here, in both my examples, I used the verb tear in the past. I tore my pants. And I can also use it in the past participle, torn. So now I ask you the same question. Have you ever torn some piece of clothing in public? Let me know in your comments. I'm going to love this. The last few ones that I'm going to tell you is just to help you remember. We have hide, hid, hidden. That can be difficult. And then we have ride, rode, ridden. They sound very similar at the beginning, but then they totally change. So I'm going to ask you another question. Have you ever ridden a horse? Another difficult one that often pops up in my class is choose, chose, chosen. I think that there is some confusion with choose and choice. Choose, chose, chosen. So if you had to choose between this and that, what would you choose? Another one, teach, taught, taught, think, thought, thought. This has given my students a lot of difficulty too, just because they sound so similar. We also have buy, bought, bought, and bring, brought, brought. They sound very similar. So it's one thing to say, I brought my mother-in-law, another thing to say, I bought my mother-in-law. And bonus, a lot of people often who learn British and American English, we have American English, get, got, gotten, and British English, get, got, got. Now, We will understand both here in North America. You can use either, but just to let you know which one we normally use. The next one, we have feel and we have fall. A lot of people will mix these up. Yes, so in case you don't remember, it's feel, felt, felt, fall, fell, fallen. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that these two verbs sound very similar, they look very similar, and you're completely right. So hopefully with a story, you're going to remember it better. So I'm going to ask you, maybe you can tell me a story, is that have you ever fallen down? Fallen. Have you ever fallen down? And have you ever felt extremely happy? Or maybe I could say, when was the last time you felt extremely happy? So one more story. I know there was this one guy, I won't say who, and he did a diet for 2 months. No sugar, no dessert, no sugar in the coffee, nothing. And one day he visited his neighbor, and his neighbor offered him a nice glass of whiskey. Now, he didn't want to offend the neighbor and say, hey, I'm on a diet, so he accepted that. And what happened? All of that sugar gave him a huge rush, and he fell down. He fell down, and he felt really out of it. He fainted. Okay, everybody, I hope that this review of irregular verbs and my little stories were useful for you. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, you can do that here. You can also watch more videos here. You can follow me on all my social networks. Hopefully, I will put together a quiz for this as well. And I hope to see you in our next English lesson. Bye, everybody.